Mother. Thank you. Congratulations to all of our winners. And we have some time for a couple more polkas for the road. How about a polka for the road, shall we? Thanks, Hank.
That fiddle play for me. Raise the boat, let's play it 1, 2, 3. On the wild is clear, the music is making. When I hear the fiddle play for me. On the wild is clear, the music is making. When I hear the fiddle play for me.
Thanks for coming back in, as you've been doing all throughout the shrine, and a chance to hear a little fiddle play. John Stevens, welcome back.
All right, one
also, John.
Polka by request, so we need you guys to clap your
well, I
hands
guess
together.
that's the only fiddle song.
And a happy birthday to George Jett, who was done up with the accordion and the concertina and the clarinet.
Jeff was on earlier in one of our feeds.
They're going to play the melody,
and you guys were awesome list. Labor Day.
Everybody have a good time.
And looking forward to hearing
certainly
more of John Stevens Polka Band. So enjoy what's left of the festival, because they're closed off at 7 o'clock.
You got it.
Yes, you heard right. 7 o'clock is going to be the end of the night.
Sing this. Why you look so lovely? See the moon above, he's smiling for you only. don't shake it. Everybody, la la la. Come on, let's go. Like shake, like shake. La 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 la. La 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 la. Polka. All right, let's finish off with one called Hey Hey Cavaleronie. And everybody have a good time with us tonight. Come on, let's make some noise.
Absolutely. And Nancy Duraco, I couldn't agree with you more about all of Al's performances throughout this entire 5 days of this 2 weekends. Absolutely. Welcome on board. Thanks for stopping by. Unfortunately, the night's going to come to a close pretty soon. 7 o'clock to be exact. If you go back, you can catch all the videos that Jerry and I did for both the family. And catch up on some really great music. Close out a rainy evening here in Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
llegó. Come on, let's go. Y el cubano, y el cubano, y el cubano, mi mamá. Viva Otra María Sala. Pero vengo aquí, every day you know what to bring the money home, and the days long you work as hard as I did a little bit home. Some things myself can be best when the weekend comes and you want to come around, it's just one way. Up that Saturday night, everyone's going home to that scene Saturday night. Come on everybody, clap those hands. The happy tappy is the place to be, and it's fun for you and fun for me, and all the women stay away from here. The happy tappy tap will be true. I am a lonely bachelor who's in trouble. No woman in this town will speak to me, because we
Here's the song appropriate for bartender Rick.
the happy tappy bar belongs to me. At night and after work down at a tappy, without pain only sing, that's all there was. A song begins to fill the air that's happy, a happy tappy song of happy life. Come on, clap those hands. I had a little Greek parrot who sits by my side every day, and if you should happen to see him, just listen and you'll hear me say, Oi bana, baluga baluga, oi bana, baluga baluga, oi bana, baluga baluga, oi bana, baluga baluga. All right, can you take another one? There's a fire station north throughout the land, whose fire housings led by a local band. Should there ever be another call, they clap their pistols in all up to all.
Here's one for you, Nancy.
And play the polka song. He plays the hidey-ho, and they gotta go. Should there ever be another call, they grab the pistols in all up to all. We travel the country playing polka music, East Coast to West Coast and places in between. Our love for this music binds us together. Our love's not part of what we call the family. We are family, polka family. Even the smooth things get a chicken out of the head. We are family, polka family. Good night, everybody. We hope you had a good time. We hope you had a great time. Hey, make sure you take some of our happy moves home with you. We got t-shirts, all sorts of good stuff. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you to everybody here at Our Lady of Czestochowa. We hope you had a great time. We are the Polka family. Thank you.
There you go. And there you have it. So much for the live stuff. Remember, you can go back to any of the videos that Jerry and I did over the 5 days of the festival. There were the 3 days Labor Day weekend and the 2 today. Pick your video, pick your band, and have at it and enjoy all the stuff. And if you have a way to play the sound from one of these smartphones into your car, plug it in. It's almost like being here again. So anyway, on that note, Jerry and I want to thank everyone who came out and put your phones on and joined in with us, as well as I'm sure you also did with the people from IPA.
How many nice round of applause one more time for Polka family?
And there's just so much great music out there.
Great way
and
to close out
enjoy it all.
the 56th annual Polish American Festival.
Of the
Hard to
weekend,
believe.
and we'll catch
We do all the preparations and then it's
Polka
over
Road
so
some
quickly.
other time. Dobranoc.
56th annual festival. Thank you.